Hello, everybody. This is Walrus McFish Sr., and we are back with another episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Yeah, it's Savage Sid the Cleaver now. Nice. We're no longer a blocker, but a cleaver, which I think better represents our savage lifestyle. We're a Formicate of Rue, and we just made our way through the Orcish Mines. It was pretty cool. We're happy about a couple of things. We're happy about the fact that we got a pair of boots of running, so we can run around right quick all of a sudden, which is pretty perfect for a coward like us, I guess. We can run away from our problems. We used a bunch of apocalypses in the last video. We definitely ran into a couple of dangerous situations, you might say. And, we were able to apocalypse our way out of it, but I'm not sure if we should get used to that. I feel like our apocalyptic ways might get us into trouble one of these days if we end up just massively draining ourselves back to level 0 and dying or something like that. I don't know if that's possible, but it's sort of like when you're going back in time and you accidentally go back in time too far and you go back before you were born, traveling back in time, and then you accidentally go back before age 0 and then you're just vanished from existence. Sort of like I was talking about, the apocalypse seems to cause to our foes. We have to make sure that doesn't happen to us as well, drain ourselves into the negative levels. Like in R.L. Stein's book, The Cuckoo Clock of Doom, the Goosebumps book. I don't know if you ever read that book. Let's go down to this. Let's see, actually. I'm going to go back to the dungeon real quick. I don't think we had actually finished clearing out the dungeon, so probably that's the thing to do before we start going into the lair runes here. Well, I remember there was this area here that I wanted to get through and maybe dig my way through here and check out a little bit of cash money in here. Yeah, and it was just a temple type area, nothing too special, nothing exciting. Sif Moon and Kybriata was fine. We're perfectly happy with all of our limbs gone and everything like that with Rue. And Rue definitely discourages you from leaving him as well. We've sort of made a rather permanent security deposit here, and that we've already sacrificed our love and our courage and everything like that. And if you leave Rue, you don't get that back. So there's definitely an incentive to stick with him for the long haul. So let's do it. We're perfectly happy with this. And yeah, let's just check out the rest of this dungeon. Okay, yikes. There's a brain worm. I was just thinking my intelligence was a little bit drained already. Let's try not to get it even more so, but if it does, I won't be too broken up about it. Nope, we're fine. And hopefully, yeah, let's get ourselves back out of this drained state so we don't accidentally Back to the Future ourselves out of existence. Which is a very real possibility, I think. Wander disintegration. Okay, yeah, I was thinking we could clear out the dungeon, and then maybe, there's not too much more in the dungeon left to do. If I'm feeling up to it, maybe we could go and try to check out a lair rune. And I was thinking about it. What are our options, basically? We've got Shoals, and we've got Spider. And I think Spider is the much more realistic option there. Shoals is going to be much more difficult. We should save it till the end. And for Spider, really all you need is some poison resistance, right? And we got that. We got tons of that. Having see invisibility will be nice when we're dealing with the ghost moths. That's more than Harrigan could say. And also, as a Formicate, we just don't like spiders. Right? Nice. Enchant weapon. That's beautiful. Spiders are the natural enemies of the ants, one imagines. Spiders eat ants all the time, and ants eat spiders all the time. It's probably like an ancient blood feud. Ants have blood, right? Yeah, Formicates have got blood. Like copper-based blood or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. I should brush up on my Formicate physiology. Whole bunch of jelly and fruits. We should probably check that out. I kind of like this nice little vegetarian stash in here. Was that from the wasp? Wasps don't really make royal jellies, do they, most of the time? That's what makes them such baneful creatures. They're like bees, but meaner, and they don't actually produce anything of value. Could have been a boulder beetle, I guess. I don't know. Boulder beetles make royal jelly? I'm not sure. Maybe it was a wasp that invaded a beehive and killed all the bees. That happens sometimes, right? You've definitely seen that video where those bees just the wasps make incredibly short work of an entire beehive. It's pretty impressive to see. So what can we drop? We can drop tons of stuff. In fact, let's just drop a whole bunch of things. If we've got a vampiric battle axe, we're not going to be using a sling or a blowgun or a hand axe of flaming. Well, if we run into hydras, who knows? Let's keep that one. But we'll drop all of that and that and that and that, and we can stop picking it up. This other stuff I might consider. Yeah, Young Poisoner's Handbook. We'll just drop it here. Good. All right, that clears up a lot of space. And if we go here, we don't need to be picking this stuff up anymore. Needles, sling bullets, and stones. Not necessary. We've gone against that. Because we have our trusty +3 battle axe. That's only going to get better and better. More enchant weapon, please. We'd have to get that up to +9 if we can. Necrophage. Uh-oh. Don't want to get rotted and drained. Body's just sort of falling apart entropically. Yeah, I'm not sure why I brought up the cuckoo clock of doom exactly. I don't know if you guys read Goosebumps. You had to be... Maybe it was only a very specific generation, a very specific time period of people who read Goosebumps as a kid. But I certainly read a lot of the Goosebumps, and a lot of them were kind of like... kind of silly. Right? I mean, I'm not sure if you agree with me, but it's like most of them were not very scary at all. It was just like, oh no, it's like a spooky theme park or something like that. But it didn't actually cause me any sort of existential fear. On the other hand, the Cuckoo Clock of Doom, I mean, it was a little bit more abstract than some of his other work, maybe. You know, in the corpus of R.L. Stine, the magnanimous R.L. Stine. But it definitely, it stuck with me more than the other ones. I mean, I just remember being terrified of it. You feel genetic drift. What does that mean? Lessen control of my magic. Which is good, kind of. Honestly, I sort of would have preferred to have it the other way around, considering that we're trying to wear this heavier armor. But I guess that means we're not going to wear our heavier armor for a while, and we'll just have better, more powerful spells, I guess, more spell power. That's fine. I was trying to think about what it was that made it so terrifying to me, the idea of going back in time until you don't exist anymore. And it's like, I guess, in some ways, the idea of going back in time to non-existence is scarier than the idea of death. Just because you can have some idea of what the oblivion before your life was like. You know, I mean, you don't remember it, of course, but that's the scary thing. You know that the universe has existed for a long time, and you weren't a part of it. And if you think about that, that's a little scary. You know, you have no memory of that. You have no sense of existence during that time. You know, after death, you know, who knows what happens? That's the future. You know, that's uncertain, which is scary, but... yeah... At the very least, you know, there's a possibility. There's a possibility for the afterlife. There's a possibility for redemption. You know, who knows what's going to happen. You know, in the past is already written. You know, in the time before you existed, you just didn't exist. It's just oblivion. So, I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe I'm thinking about it too much. Maybe I probably was not thinking about that when I was like 6 and actually read that book. You know, just trying to think about what that makes that idea so scary. I think Rue would appreciate this contemplation about the nature of oblivion. It's always good to philosophize a little bit, you know, try to get into the head of your god. Alright, like, look, here's a Hydra, so I'm glad I kept this hand axe flaming. Yes, do it, it'll be annoying. We'll have to eat a little bit of something, but we've got, like, a whole bunch of food. We just picked up a bunch of royal jelly. It's sweet and delicious. As an insect, we just appreciate the sugar, right? Ants love sugar. Simple creatures, you know, give us some sugar water or whatever, we'll just go nuts. What's this? Can't wear that, of course. A glowing cloak is something to wear. It's Psyche, though. Is she? Better not going to cast us to the abyss. Is a dagger of distortion. Oh, I knew it. So what do we do? Do we just infer... do you want to get apocalypsed? Is there something better I can try? Yeah, you know what? I think it calls for an apocalypse. Yep. I feel drained. I'm back to red draining. I was just getting out of my drain debt. We're never going to get out of my drain debt, and I'm going to end up cuckoo clocking myself to death here. But it was worth it to not get sent to the abyss again. That last abyss trip was very nearly fatal. Don't you agree? If you disagree, that's fine. You know, call in at 1-800-DUNGEON-CRAWL and let us know your opinion. It's Cloak of Magic Resistance. That's actually pretty beautiful for us. It costs a little bit of AC, but that's totally fine. We need all the magic resistance we can get right now, so I don't feel as bad about that anymore. Dagger of Distortion? Nah. We already had a very Dagger of Distortion-y type game with Harrigan. And I know I keep reminiscing about Harrigan. Maybe it's just because it's recent in my memory, but I miss Harrigan. I really do. We should try to get back up to our Vampiric Battle Axe here. I can't eat that, so let's just eat a Royal Jelly, because I've got a couple of those. Nah, never mind. Okay, look, can we just take out this hill giant real quick? I have to use my lousy axe, but I should have planned ahead a little bit. Alright, eat this royal jelly. Wield the vampiric battle axe. Yes, and we're getting back to the point where that's fine. No more random hydras. I mean, what's a hydra doing out here exactly? It's just out in the dungeon. You wander away from the lair? Seems kind of far away from your habitat. A seven-headed hydra. See, that's what I'm talking about. Was this a joke? Alright, you're gonna hate me. Inferno! Hilarious. What can I say? I was horrified. It's a gut instinct here. A scroll of recharging is really great for us, alright? And we now have 5 more charges on our Wand of Heal Wounds. Okay, no more Infernos for a while. Seriously. Was that worth it just to avoid, like, eating a little bit more? No. I kind of enjoy eating food. I don't know, I guess I'm in Gozag mode still of trying to conserve every little bit of permafood that we can. But now I'm in Inferno mode as well. We're just gonna Inferno all of our problems away. And I think that's pretty good plan. Hasn't failed us yet, you know, I mean, prove me wrong, game. You know, punish me for my abuse of the apocalypse system. Okay, we can't actually cast our spells anymore because we're so drained / wild magic with our genetic. I mean, it's kind of interesting, I guess, that there's like a gene for wild magic, right? It's in your DNA, right? I guess. I'm not sure if there's really DNA in this game. Some sort of magical hereditary equivalent. I don't know where I'm going with that exactly. I guess I'm saying there's some sort of connection between science and magic in this game. You see some magical mad scientists like Nicola, and then you see, like, you know, necromancers seem to have that sort of vibe going on, Frankenstein's monster sort of vibe. So, yeah, it's kind of an interesting theme, at least. Big Kobold. Lantern of Shadows is not going to do anything for us because everybody hates us. Right. Even me own mother. That's Mokleb again. Get out of here, Mokleb. Down further through the dungeon. Our intelligence is nearly back. Oh, it's Nessos. You could be asking for an apocalypse, but I'd like to take him out the old-fashioned way if possible. Yeah, he's going to try to, like, blink around, but we have the armor to be able to deal with this, I think. Yeah, stunned by my will or whatever. I think he's just tanky enough that we can hopefully just drain his life from him. And also, we don't have repel missiles or anything like that yet, but we also have these boots of running, which means we can just run up to him no matter where he's at. Reach level 16, that's brilliant. So even with our draining, we're still going up in our experience. You know, that was a little bit of a concern of mine. I think that's the way draining used to work in, like, ancient versions of Dungeon Crawl. Like, it was actually just literally, like, a drain on your experience, and you had to just make it back up. Sort of like a NetHack, I assume. In NetHack, I think you could actually cuckoo clock yourself to death by, like, quaffing like a cursed potion of gain level. No, that's not the way it works, right? A cursed potion of gain level made you go up a level, literally. It was almost like a joke. Like, it actually made you rise up, literally, through to the next dungeon level, like, upstairs. And it was pretty funny and actually came in handy sometimes. It was a good thing to have during the Ascension. But there were other kinds of creatures, like wraiths, I believe, that could cause you to lose a level just as part of their attack, which is pretty brutal, right? That's a pretty awful thing to have happen to you. So that might have been the way that it worked in Dungeon Crawl in the past, because it was more like NetHack. Now they've changed it because they thought that would be too cruel. And maybe they're right. I sort of feel a little soft now. You know, it's like maybe I should go back and have like a NetHack run, because, I mean, that's how I got into this game, obviously. I used to play tons of NetHack. And I haven't played in years, so maybe I'm spoiled. Maybe I gotta get back to my roots here. Go and get myself crushed, you know, get my spirit crushed by NetHack. And maybe I'll come back and appreciate Dungeon Crawl a little bit more after I've fallen into a poison spike trap and died in one turn. Yeah. And there's unavoidable deaths in Dungeon Crawl too. Don't get me wrong, but they make it a point of design philosophy to make sure that it's a little bit less so. Sometimes in NetHack, part of the design philosophy is, well, screw you. This is unrelated, but I've also been playing a game called Risk of Rain lately. Have you ever heard that game? It's pretty old at this point, you know, I mean, it's nothing new, but I tend to be a little bit of a patient gamer, you know, I mean, get my games later. After they've proven the test of time a little bit, maybe gotten a little bit cheaper. But I just downloaded it this past weekend. I've been playing it. It's pretty cool. It's sort of like a platform type game, 2D platform game with roguelike-ish type elements like permadeath and item collection and yeah, stuff like that. It's fun. I was considering making a video. Oh, very large slime creature. Yeah, that's like annoying, but on the same time, can I believe I can vampirically drain. Yikes, no, I can't. Okay, one more hit, please. I killed the slime creature. Yeah, I can drain some of these guys, at least. I can drain that ant, at least. And I believe I can drain the slime creatures, because I think we ran into that in our Augustine game, actually, right? Okay, he's paralyzed. That's good. Let's take him out, because that guy is hurting harder than I would like. Yeah, hopefully you'll become less paralyzed soon. Yeah, I feel better, because I hit the large slime creature and I feel better. Yeah, do you remember that came into play in our Augustine game, if you watched that old video series? I was like low on life and completely bloodless, and I was able to take out my vampiric dagger and actually sort of turn it around. Spoiler alert from something that happened like a year ago. Those old videos are kind of weird too. I was actually watching those old videos, and yeah, I mean, I guess it's how I got started. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of strange to watch your own videos and see what you were like in the past, you know. It's half the reason I like to make these videos is because it's capturing these moments of time, sort of like a photograph or something like that, but even a little bit more dynamic than that. It captures just, I don't know, I mean, it's more than a photograph, and it's even more than a video. It's capturing these games that make rather permanent memories in your mind. So when you go back and look at them, you know, it brings back memories. You think about all the music you were listening to at the time and all the events that were happening in your life, and so on, you know? It's like hearing an old song on the radio, and it's like, man, I remember listening to that song when I was driving to soccer practice or whatever. Because that's based on a true memory in my life. There's one song in particular that I associate with soccer practice, and I'll tell you what it is. It's that song that's like, check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother, right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. You remember that song? I don't even remember who was the artist there. It was like a heavily sampled sort of looping style song. They had a couple other songs that were briefly popular, like back in the 90s. But yeah, that's an example, you know. I mean, that's an example of something. I'm sure you have songs like that too. You hear that song and it's like, oh man, I remember that song. That song was awesome, and think of all the good times I was having during that song. And it's the same way with Dungeon Crawl. You know, I think about the character. I think about my Harrigan character. See, I'm fondly reminiscing about my Harrigan character because the Harrigan character will be with us always. You know, and not only on YouTube, but also in our hearts, right? And Augustine as well. But also the other point I wanted to make is I was watching my old videos, and it just seems like I'm silent 90% of the time. You know, I feel like now I just yap on a lot more than I used to. Maybe I'm just more comfortable in front of the camera or something like that. But it's definitely something that you get used to as you go. You know, recording these videos is actually kind of interesting. I kind of enjoy it. You know, not only because I get to play Dungeon Crawl and share it with you guys, and just generally have a rollicking good time, but it's an interesting mental state that you sort of have to put yourself in order to play these Dungeon Crawl videos and make this commentary. You know, I mean, it's sort of interesting. You know, it's sort of like you have to unhinge yourself a little bit, because I'm basically just talking to imaginary people right now. I mean, by any objective standard, I'm acting a little crazy right now, just talking to myself. But I know you're a real person, right? You guys are real, aren't you? I don't know. I think I'm real. I think you guys are real too, probably. But it's like I'm not talking directly. I'm talking to some like imagined you in the future. You know, that doesn't make you any less real of a person to me. But it's like I'm talking to you in the future. You know, I sort of got to imagine that you're right here. You know, if you're doing like a stage show or something, it's a little bit stressful sometimes, you know, doing that sort of public speaking. But also, you know, I mean, the audience is right there, so you at least get the sort of feedback. You know, the audience, you tell a joke, the audience laughs, you sing a song, the audience is like, yeah, claps. Here, I basically just have to talk and talk, you know, throw up a laugh. Maybe I should have a laugh track on this channel. I feel like that would improve things. I should have a laugh track button on the side here, and then I can be like, you know, press it if I can't think of anything to say. We've seen a large shield. No. We've seen reflect missiles. No. Yeah. I don't mean to get overly self-aware here or anything like that. You know, I just like to keep it real with you guys. You know, I like to talk about what I'm thinking about. because that's what I would do if you were really here, right? You know, we'd be having conversations about whatever. You know, I wish there was a little bit more feedback here. You know, in a regular conversation, you guys get to contribute. You know, here it's just like my various multiple personality disorder aspects of my brain communicating with each other. But, you know, that's why you guys can leave comments or whatever, too. I appreciate when you do. You know, it's nice to have that kind of dialogue, you know. Because it makes the whole thing worthwhile, right? Maybe I would do it anyway. Maybe even if all of you people are imaginary, maybe I would do it anyway just so I could have these memories crystallized in time, as I was describing earlier. I don't know. 1,000 years when crypto-archaeologists discover the remains of our post-apocalyptic civilization. They'll find these videos buried on some hard drive somewhere, and then they'll look back and think, man, that guy was a little crazy. And he occasionally played Dungeon Crawl. Here's fan art. We don't have any cold resistance. We could have had cold resistance if we want that plate mail, but I think it's more important to just get up and kill fan art right away. And I think we know what to do if he gets in a dangerous situation. He's stunned by our will. Well, Puff of Frost hits us but didn't do anything. That's encouraging. I still have an infusion up, which is maybe a little bit dangerous because I might want to apocalypse him in a second. But I think he should die. The Ice Beast is going down, surprisingly, even though I don't think he can be vampirically drained. Fanar is wounded. Come on, get a little bit more wounded, how about? He's casting spells or whatever. It's fine. We're fine. This is all good. Just please take him out. Yeah, this guy's a little bit tougher than I thought. You got like a Ring of Protection or something like that? I thought that Fanar would go down relatively easy to a Battle Axe. I mean, he's just a wizard. He's not really dodging our attacks. He's got more AC than I was expecting. But it's okay. We still got this. That was not a very difficult fight. Robe of Cold Resistance, okay. Ring of Ice, okay. Quarterstaff of Freezing would be a pretty cool thing to have, honestly, if we decided to go with our staff game. But we didn't. We got an amazing axe. This is really actually just such a beautiful axe. Ring of Ice? Yeah, we don't need a Ring of Ice. Tengu Warriors, okay. We got this. We're warriors too, so we can take the warriors. You go out and get into an axe-chopping, life essence draining battle with me? Be my guest, and I guess we'll get up our buffs because we are sort of half mage, half warrior. We can kill both of them. Our life force is restored. That's something I haven't felt in a long time. Whoa! Jewelry shop. Whoa! This is beautiful. Are you looking at this? What's with all these crazy rings? Is this real life? What have we got? The Ring of Wonder is cool. The Ring Boig is insane. It's got contamination, but do we ever want to take that off? It's got ice and contamination, so it's got some weird stuff going on. And then the Ring of Gin is great too, just for fire resistance and cold resistance. I mean, that would solve our elemental difficulties. +4 dexterity is not the most important stat for us right now. Ring of Reimbursement is not bad, but I mean, there's so many better options. Ring of the Spinneret is interesting. But with the cold resistance minus, can we really swing it? I mean, there's permutations here. You know, permutations are spinning in my head here. I don't know if we can spin the Ring of the Spinneret. It's okay. I mean, we would love a lot of those things. The magic resistance, the slaying. Oh, I mean, it's so good. We'd have to. I mean, what I was thinking is we could pair that with like the Ring Boig, which would sort of cancel that out. That would give us fire vulnerability, or we could wear the Ring Gin with that, or we could wear the Ring of Wonder, or we could wear Boig and Gin, which would give us, yeah, a similar sort of situation here. Boig and Gin could be the best option here, I think. Spinneret is good. Don't get me wrong. It might be worth having. And, you know, I mean, it's going to be a little bit annoying. We're going to have to give up most of our dodging as well. But the problem is, you know, it's like I'd like to keep my +6 evasion. But I also love all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, they sort of come in pairs because the really good rings here, you know, they've got the RC minus, or the RF minus. So I sort of would need to buy both of them. But maybe we should go Boig and Gin. Because I think that's just going to be sort of a massive boost. Boig and Spinneret is an option too. Boig and Spinneret is like the crazy option. We would have RF minus if we were to do that though. Alright, so never mind. Let's go with Boig and Gin. I think that's a pretty sweet thing to try. Alright, let's do it. Yes. Oh, okay. We can't wear some of that. Oh, we have a rune bronze ring as well, but I don't think we really need that at all. Plus Ring of Slaying is just going to go. Alright, let's pick up this instead. Alright, so put on Boig. And Boig is a little bit of a commitment too because it's contamination. Yes. Alright, but we'll put that on, and we'll put on Gin as well. Let's put on this rune bronze ring as well, just to check it out. Ring of Sea Invisible, totally worthless to us. So now we'll wear this Ring of Gin. Yeah, Boig and Gin. This is crazy. Check out our stats. We've got more slaying. Our EV is pretty terrible now, but who cares? I mean, we sacrificed nimbleness a long time ago. That was never our primary concern. Hopefully it's not going to be a huge deal as we head down into the spider pit or the rest of the dungeon here, but I think the fact that we're going to be able to hit things a lot more forcefully with all this slaying and such means that... Oh, well. Let's dig in here. We should. Yeah. Maybe I'll be able to drain the life back even if I get hit a little bit more. I think. Yeah, sure. And I'm much more intelligent than I used to be, too. Like, if I look at my spells... Wow, like, all those spells are suddenly, like, amazingly castable. Passage of Galubria even is getting there. Lee's Rapid Deconstruction is getting there. Lee's Rapid Deconstruction is even better than Passage of Galubria. So this is great. Regeneration is almost something I could cast on the regular. Yeah, right? We're feeling pretty fantastic about this. And how's my hunger levels on these? None on any of these, because I'm super intelligent anymore. Yeah, I mean, my intelligence got boosted up by +8, right? By Boig or whatever. Yeah, Boig gave us +8 intelligence, which is like a 50% boost. So we are feeling like mega geniuses for that purchase. Glad I saved some of my cash for real. And that was just an insane store. What was that? That was like the artifact store. I don't know if that guy knew what he was sitting on there. Queen Bee. Interesting. I'm not sure I've seen a purple Queen Bee like that before. I don't know if they changed the color of that. Queen Bee, though, is not going to be the worst thing in the world. How about we do a slaying just to get them attracted towards us? We'll get up a shroud, and we'll do some other stuff like... Oh, it's a basilisk shifter. Never mind. I was expecting a whole bunch of bees. It does seem like there's going to be at least a couple guys in here, so the song doesn't totally go to waste. But still, you know, that's a song about deception, where we thought we were going to fight a beehive, but then we ended up fighting just one shifty little shapeshifter there. It's an interesting song. Themes of betrayal, confusion, uncertainty. Let's keep going. Alright. Dancing weapon is a little strange. Is that the sort of thing that we might expect to be found near the vaults? I guess I'll dig here. It looks like vaults territory to me, honestly, considering... Well, there's a centaur warrior as well. And we're going to find the vaults eventually, right? We were expecting to find it before Dungeon 15, definitely. Usually I find it around D13, honestly. Yeah, there it is. So, I was correct. Wand of Confusion. We don't need it. Why do we have so much stuff now? Our +6 Ring of Evasion, as much as I like it, we're going to drop it because we got better things to wear now. Other things to hang on to? Wand of Flame? No, who cares? Wand of Random Effects? Who cares? Other stuff that we don't care about. We've got so much amnesia. Can we just drop it here until we need it? 2 kinds of new potions that we should check out. Lignification I could drop. Yeah, a whole bunch of random types of food, so we'll just eat a couple of those or whatever. But yeah, we'll clear up a couple of spots, and we'll identify this new kind of potion. Potions of Berserk Rage are also useless to us because of our stasis type situation. And we can chop these weapons out of the air. Are you impressed by that? I am. Oh, wait, did that... did he just draw life from me? It looks like he healed himself up a little bit. I don't know if enchanted swords have any sort of natural regeneration. Oh, well, here's a bunch of ravens and conjurers. So let's just jump in here, fight these guys one at a time, be smart about it. Get up a song, even. Now this is a good song. Oh, there's Tengu Contra. Did he just try to Lee's Rapid Deconstruction us? I could Lee's Rapid Deconstruction him if I wanted to. Probably. Yeah, getting there. Earth Magic doesn't need to get focused for too much longer. If anything, I might like to get focused my translocations for a second here. Just so maybe we could get to, you know, Passage of Galubria sometime soon. Would be beautiful. There's Frances, Duchess of Pandemonium, who could summon demons, one imagines. So I don't think we're going to give her the chance. I'd rather just dig through here. I don't think she's going to summon demons if she can't see us. So we'll give her the opportunity to come in here. And then we'll be able to fight her just one-on-one. Right? I imagine most of the reason that you're red right now is just because of your demon summoning ability. And, you know, being completely as undrained as we are, we won't even feel bad about an apocalypse. I mean, I'm sort of itching for an apocalypse here. But it was not even an issue. Fighting going up. Yeah, I mean, apparently it seemed like we had massive amounts of draining, but it didn't take that long. I mean, we got rid of it over the course of this video here. So I should just be using an apocalypse next time I really feel like it's a dangerous situation. Man, Sonia's not being pleasant. Are you asking for an apocalypse? Because I could apocalypse you, but I don't feel like that's necessary. We still have the poison resistance, of course, right? We have many sources of poison resistance. Tons of cold resistance now. We wish we had a little bit more fire resistance, but at least we broke even with that, with Gin there. And our dexterity is not as bad as it used to be either. I mean, maybe that's helping out our EV a little bit, even though we can't train our dodging. So, we're good. Hill Giant I don't think is anything to be concerned with. These big tanky foes are actually what we prefer to fight with this character. Something with a lot of life essence we can just sort of drain out of you. I don't know if you can life drain a gargoyle. Gargoyles are sort of a weird situation. They're not really life or dead. Alive or dead or, you know, they're not a demon or anything like that. Whoops, we accidentally petrified. It's fine. When you play as... Yeah, we're going to get petrified again, but I don't care. Yeah, what I was going to say is, you know how you play, when you're playing these characters and you pray before you have a god, it just says something like, you contemplate the meaning of life for a moment. Or if you're playing as like a mummy character, for example, it would be like, you contemplate the meaning of unlife, for example, which is hilarious. But then if you play as a gargoyle, it says, you contemplate the meaning of existence for a second, which is very ambiguous. So I don't know if you can vampirically drain a gargoyle. I'm not exactly clear on what the rules are for vampirically draining. Because honestly, I'm a little surprised that you can vampirically drain a slime creature, too. I mean, I guess they are alive, you know? They're probably, like, they've got cells or whatever. Maybe each slime creature is basically like a giant cell. Giant sort of ball of protoplasm there or something like that. But they do seem to be alive, at least. They seem to require nutrition or whatever. Ugly things are tougher than they used to be, but again, we can take a big old tanky ugly thing, especially a poisonous one, right? And we can definitely drain the life out of an ugly thing, apparently. Alright, sure. Song of Slaying, because these guys are so ugly they deserve their own theme song about how ugly they are. It was sort of a mocking Song of Slaying there, just to get the ugly things morale down. Oh, it's still going on, too. Yeah, we should take them out. We don't want to get horrified here or anything like that, although we've got tons of slaying, which counteracts that now, so it's not like we really care. And this song goes on for a long time. Maybe that's just because I'm more intelligent than I used to be. Yeah, and there's a lot of guys coming my way. Tons more centaurs. Okay, we can totally deal with that. That's actually not even an issue. Infusion still going. Stone skin still going. Strong. And, yeah, there's a bunch more guys. Hey, you guys come over here. I'm not done with you guys yet. And we're still at maximum strength, basically. Get up one more shroud, because the Cyclops could hit pretty hard with his big old club or whatever. What do you got? Doesn't even have a club. So, no danger. I mean, the most dangerous thing about the Cyclops is their big, stupid boulders. And we would love to have repel missiles. That's what I was looking for. Oh, I looked at reflect, actually. I didn't look for repel. No, but we haven't seen that either. Realize my mistake now. I was trying to think of what the name of that stupid spell was. Could have searched for missiles, I guess. But nope, no such luck. That'd be a perfect little charm for us to find. And we don't have any kind of amulet at all yet. So we are absolutely interested in this. Pretty much regardless of what it is, but let's identify it first anyway. Clarity, it's nice, right? It's beautiful. I'll put it on. Clarity, can't argue with that. It's, you know, we don't have magic resistance, so having this clarity is actually kind of nice. Helps prevent us from, between the clarity and the stasis, there's not a whole lot of hexes that can actually affect us. So we're fine, honestly. Magic resistance, yeah, now that I think about it, sacrificing the magic resistance was maybe not the worst thing in the world. When I'm worried about magic resistance, I'm worried about that one time when I died in the vaults because that Sphinx paralyzed me and I got wailed on helplessly. It made such a deep psychological impact there, just getting killed while helpless like that, that now, from now on, I always make sure that I have enough magic resistance. But we got the stasis anyway. I mean, there's no way that a Sphinx could paralyze us anyway. So now that I think about it, I'm not too concerned. We got an infusion, we got a Song of Slaying. We're slightly horrified, but I have so much slaying now that I don't care. Yeah, I've noticed a definite power boost here. I'm pretty sure that our new jewelry here is just kicked us to the next level. Somebody up there likes us, you know, Savage Sid. Not completely unlikable, I guess. Unless, of course, it's just setting us up for a big fall here. Maybe it's just one big joke and we're going to die on the next floor. I hope not. But it seems like we're not going anywhere. I mean, it seems like we got this. And anytime that we run into a dangerous situation, we'll just use the Apocalypse. It's a get out of jail free card. It really is. Seems like it anyway. And there's no piety restrictions. I mean, that's the crazy thing, right? You know, the only restriction is how much you're willing to drain yourself. It's a matter of self-sacrifice, which I guess is thematic for Rue. But, you know, most gods, you know, I mean, you can't just keep using Zin's Sanctuary over and over again, or, you know what I mean? It costs stars of piety every time you do that. You can use it like once, and you're happy about that. If we run into a dangerous situation, we can just apocalypse all day. We apocalypsed several times in close succession in the last video, and it was great. Done exploring that. Hill Giant over here is something that we can destroy with ease. Sheep. Yeah, a whole bunch of these guys. This looks like an interesting sort of area. But, on the other hand, I don't mind just standing out in the open. I could have dug, but I don't think it's even necessary. Whole bunch of meat, a whole bunch of just big, meaty guys coming my way. Not an issue. Efreet is a little bit new. We have no fire resistance. I'll give you that, but we do have a Song of Slaying and a whole bunch of buffs and just like an insane, unstoppable axe / arm, you know, jewelry set here. We would like to get some fire resistance at some point. You basically need fire resistance to win the game. But we'll figure that out. And I mean, do we have potions of resistance or something like that? Probably we do. Well, no, I guess we don't. But, whoa. Whoa. Okay, so what do we do about this? We dig. Very good. You can't flay us if you can't see us. That's what I say. I can still smell you or detect your click-clacking with my antennae or whatever, but you can't flay me if you can't see me. This is exactly what these hidey holes are good for. Robe. Identify. Fine. What is that? A withered plant. Oh, spooky. Very ominous. Let's not go down that staircase just yet. There's a withered plant. That's how you know it's an evil, spooky place to be. Skeletal Warrior is still kind of tough, but we didn't even have all our buffs up or anything like that. We can't drain him. That's the problem. I guess we should get up some armor or something like that, because now that is a substantial armor boost. How much did that boost my armor when I cast Stone Skin? By 5? That's great. It's because we're so much more intelligent now, I guess. But, you know, I appreciate it. I really do. Reached level 17, and just all is well. Oh, there's a necromancer. That explains all the withered plants. Stop withering plants, man. It's rude. Homeowners Association is going to have a couple words with you here if you don't keep your lawn kept up here. Royal jellies. We still got plenty of delicious sweet honey snacks, which is good for an insect like us. You know, it'll be a good morale boost. Is it really worth using... Like, can I really justify using an Apocalypse on an 8-headed Hydra when I could just get out a Hand Axe Flaming and eat something? No, I can't. Yes, do it. We'll chop off his heads. It'll be fun. 7-headed, 6-headed, 5-headed, 4-headed, and you're dead. Alright, now we'll eat. What do we got? We only got some pizza, beef jerky. Now we can go back to our other battle axe. Yes! There better not be no more Hydras either. If I see another Hydra right now, I'll be mad. Yeah, see, already we can tell. If we have to fight a whole bunch of undead stuff, this is not going to be as much fun. You know, the Vampiric Battle Axe is beautiful through the Orcish Mines, but on the other hand, when we get to the Crypt or something like that, if we get to the Crypt, it's not going to be as good. We'll want to have, you know, I mean, ideally like an Executioner's Axe of Holy Wrath by that point of the game, if we decided to go to the Ultra Endgame or something like that. Would be about the best thing in the world, but I don't know how likely it is that we would find that unless we went with the Shining one. And as I said, Rue does not appreciate abandonment. It's not the sort of thing that really makes sense. I wonder, can you actually go through the process of going through Rue, taking all the sacrifices, abandoning him, and then rejoining him, and then gaining all the sacrifices back? Like, or, you know, I mean, you still have the old sacrifices, but do you get back the benefits that you had before, or does he give you, like, more opportunities to sacrifice even more stuff for, like, double-level disfigurement? If so, that'd be kind of awesome to have, like, a double-dipped Rue character. I mean, it would be completely deleterious to our chances, I think, but it would be pretty amusing to try that just for an Executioner's Axe of Holy Wrath or something like that. And just for a couple of bonus sacrifices, you know? I kind of like sacrificing things by now, you know, give it up for Lent or whatever. It's just a good affirmation of my piety and our relationship together, Rue. You know, I keep chopping out eyeballs, you keep, you know, causing foes to be blinded by my will. And we'll keep doing our thing, you know, we got a very symbiotic relationship here. I actually don't even know if Rue cares. It's hard to tell. It's hard to get a good read on you, Rue. You're hard to suss out. But you seem like a good guy. You're alright by me, Rue. Yeah, and here's some guys shooting arrows. Let's not die there. I've had some bad experiences with centaurs, too. You know, that's a lesson that you learn once you become a intermediate level dungeon crawl player. Don't mess with centaurs necessarily, especially if you don't have repel missiles. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal, but we'd rather not get pelted with arrows. I've definitely lost some promising characters to centaur packs. Way back in the day. Way back in point 13. Okay. Deep Elf Priest. Nah. None of that. None of that. Alright. Well, we're done exploring Dungeon 15. You know, that's pretty cool. I think I am going to record some more today. Maybe even record some more right now. But rather than just, like, make this a long video just for the sake of having a long video, I think this is a good breaking point. I say we break this video here. And maybe I'll upload the two videos at the same time, which is fine, because that means that nobody's going to watch this video anyway, right? Everybody just skips the second video if I watch two videos at the same time. But in any case, that's fine. I just get, you know, that's not why I do it. I do it just because I want to see how far Savage Sid can go. I want to see just how savage he can get, how many apocalypses he can cause. You know, I'm in it for the apocalypses. But I hope you are too, and I hope you enjoyed one way or the other. Hey, if you skip the videos, I'm not mad at you. I've said that before. You know, that's what I'm saying here. You know, it's all about the apocalypses. So if you think you can be more apocalyptic by skipping to the most recent video just to see if I died, that's pretty apocalyptic. You know, I mean, let's see how far Savage Sid makes it before he comes to his own untimely end. But anyway, we'll check out probably the spider nest in the next video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.